Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. I have Sierra from Homes with Hustles now. And today is Wednesday, February 7th. And we're about one week away from the ORAT meetup in Vegas. And we're kind of going to talk about that today. So, welcome back, Sierra.
Hey, thanks for having me back. I'm super excited to meet everyone in person in Vegas.
Yeah, and your background is different. Your name is different now. So a lot of things going on for you.
Yeah, I'm making lots of changes and trying to do some different stuff on social media and with my business and with just my real estate stuff. So all of it, it's all different. It's all changing. It will all be different next week probably. So we'll see.
Yeah, I've seen you on a lot of or a lot of posts on Instagram. So you've shown up on a lot of people's podcasts and you've done some for yourself. And so that looks like that's going well for you.
Yeah, I've enjoyed being interviewed and telling my story on a few different platforms. I have to give you a shout out because most of the people who have invited me on have had some connection to you. So you're still the master networker, the wing nut, right, in all of this.
Hey, as long as they don't steal you away from my channel, I say, hey, as long as you don't try to take her away, that's fine.
Yeah, yeah. They usually hop on and they're like, "Oh, Mark already told me, like he warned me not to take his talent." So you're getting to them before I ever get on the show.
No,
Uh,
no, they reach out to me and say, hey, just letting you know I'm having Sarah come on. What should I'm like, oh yeah, she's great.
Well, that's awesome. I appreciate it. And yeah, so that's been fun. And then I've been working on, doing a like YouTube podcast. It's kind of like its own playlist on, I don't know if people realize the difference between like a YouTube channel and then like the podcast like arm of things. And so I kind of wanted to branch out into that where I could have more conversations that were a little bit different than the real estate stuff, but more kind of entrepreneurship and business related. So I've been interviewing some people about their businesses and the different work that they do and getting to kind of branch out in that podcast area, which has been fun. So that's going to be kind of just supposed to be like business enrichment content that is for anyone who's just trying to learn more about running a business or entrepreneurship in general.
Well, you know what? Let's go into that real quick then. I'm kind of throwing this out there, but so I knew there was the podcast side of YouTube, and a lot of my videos I put it there. But so what I don't really know what actually the difference is though.
Yeah, so the way I understand it is if you have a playlist set to the podcast, that it will syndicate to like the podcast side of YouTube, which is, um, I think like they have their own like where people can tune in as far as even doing audio only, right? And so it's more conducive to interview style like what we do and rather than a YouTube channel that might have like a lot of graphics or video stuff going on. So it kind of is a way to get those videos pushed out a little bit farther to people who maybe are just listening versus or who like the video interview style too. But yeah, it's just a way to kind of get yourself out on the podcast side of things.
Huh. Well, I knew it was there, and I put all my stuff there, but yeah, I didn't really know what the difference was.
Yeah, I don't know if they have their own app. I was just gonna say that they do, but I think that it allows it to go. I don't know. It's a separate section
Yeah.
too.
Okay. Cool. Well, so like I said, we're about one week away from the Michael Zuber one rental at a time 50K celebration in Vegas, and I think a lot of people are excited for that. And I kind of want to talk about maybe like what you're hoping to get out of it, and maybe what your plans are while you're there.
Yeah, so I'm definitely hoping to do some networking. I would say the primary thing is, to meet some of the people, especially some of Zuber's guests that I have really clicked with and loved their content and on his show. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. And then obviously a lot of the community around One Rental at a Time that I've connected with just by following the channel, who hasn't even necessarily been a guest, but just a part of, the comment section and getting to meet those people in person is I'm super looking forward to that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I want to see how tall you actually are in person too. That's kind of what I want to see.
I'm
But
not that
no,
tall.
I'm just But we always joke about it. So, actually, but that's kind of what it is, right? Actually getting to meet a lot of these people actually in person for the first time. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm super excited about it. And like you said, to a lot of his guests and even just the people in the comment section, I'm looking forward to actually meeting.
Yeah, and I think it's exciting because I know that once everyone meets in person, like there's probably going to be more opportunities to plan other meetups and get together with the people who are just a part of the community more often. And I think that'll be really cool. And I know that there'll be a lot of connections and people being able to, find ways to like leverage those relationships to be beneficial in real estate too. So all of that's going to be really good opportunity.
Yeah, and knowing you, I know you probably have like things planned, like maybe like interviews, or you probably scheduled things, or the things that you're gonna see while you're in Vegas. I know you scheduled some things, so you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so shout out to Paul Green because he kind of tipped me off to this, but there's a it's called Boxable and it's like a tiny home manufacturer in Las Vegas and they have a facility where they give tours there. And so I'm gonna do that on Friday afternoon, go see how they put together these tiny houses. And I think the idea is that they can fit on or they like fold up, right? And then they can be shipped and they don't have to be shipped using like an extra wide load trailer. And so it's like more efficient and cost effective that way. And I believe he's an investor in that company, and so he was going and had told me that if I wanted to come see a tour, that it would make great content. So I'm definitely planning on doing that.
Cool. Yeah. So actually, there's a big investor or she's in Maui, but she is doing something with tiny homes there, and I'm not sure if she's using Boxable, but a company like that for tiny homes, and that's kind of her way of looking to get around the permitting side of building like an ADU. And like in Hawaii, it takes a long time to a lot of times get the permitting or start the process. So this is what she's doing, and I think she's maybe found a way that on Maui, that specific island, she's able to use these tiny homes and kind of have another rental unit on their property.
Wow, that's really cool. And I like to see the creative ways that people get around the issues like building an ADU. To get that extra cash flow. I think that's such a hard hurdle to cross is to just like come up with the idea to get around what feels impossible. So it's like, oh, I can't have another unit here, but somehow, you figure out the details and it takes a long time to know if what you're doing is legal, right? Or if you're going to get in trouble for it or if it's going to be a problem. But yeah, that's a really cool idea.
Yeah, so I haven't gone too much into details about it with her, but it looks like it's not, you're not breaking foundation. It's almost like a trailer in a sense. So
Hmm.
it's like a separate unit, it had extra room in the yard, it's tied into the plumbing. She said she got insurance for it, but it's about, 400 square feet, I think. And she said that, or she posted that it's like maybe 2,000 a month rent. I think all in, I could be wrong, but but I'll put a link to her page. But it's like 60K. She was all in for it, and it was up in like 30 days.
Wow.
So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
pretty good. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe the timeline might vary depending on the fixtures or what you're going to put inside of the cabinets and whatnot. But roughly, it was like 30 days it took to get up, and yeah, so it's another way to add extra income, and you don't have to go through the permitting process. And but like you said too, you got to check the regulations in your area, and even for insurance and zoning and whatnot. But like you said, everyone's figuring out a way, so that would be cool. Get some videos at Boxable. Um,
Yeah.
what else did you have set up? I know you had other things set up, I'm sure.
I mean, I've talked to people who are going to be there and just told them that I plan on, hopefully filming some content. I think Hugo's going to be there, and I'm sure we'll do try to do an interview while we're there. Um, as far as like other plans go, I other than attending like the meetups, I don't have anything necessarily planned. I'm just assuming that once we get there in person, it will be a great time to be like, okay, like you're kind of over in my area. Maybe we could, get lunch or something and it's going to be mostly about like getting content and talking to people and hearing their stories and seeing what they're doing and just trying to make sure they capitalize on the in-person time because obviously like it's great doing stuff over Zoom, but very few of these opportunities to do stuff in person come up. So I just want to make sure that I just capitalize on that.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait for to get to Vegas and whatnot. But yeah, like you said too, even so, I'm kind of I'm looking forward to like hopefully getting a chance to sit down with like Chad Carson and Brian Adamson in person. And I've talked to them on the phone and stuff, but yeah, I'd love to sit down with them and pick their brains a little bit more and see what they're working on.
Yeah. So do you have any plans outside of the meetup?
Um, Not really yet. Like you said, I'm kind of just gonna get there and kind of see where things go and kind of who I connect with and but of course, yeah, just talk to as many people as I can and I know there's gonna, like you said, Paul Ring, he just messaged me too and he posted on Facebook he's gonna have like an axe throwing things set up because he also has that like a mobile axe business, I believe he does.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff, and like you said, I think there might not even be enough time. I think to connect with everyone too.
Yeah, I'm glad that I'm coming in early uh and staying a little bit later so that I can try to fit in as much as possible. Uh did you decide where you're staying?
Not yet.
Oh gosh.
I told Mikey though, hey, worst comes to worst, man. I'm crashing on your sofa or whatever, couch or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I honestly I don't think I'm gonna be in the room very much. I mean, I think like I'm just gonna be out most of the day, especially like Saturday, Sunday when the event's happening, and that's almost all day, both days, and there's the dinner, and yeah, I think I'm gonna be out most of the time. So
Yeah, same. I have one friend coming and I was just like, I don't know how much time, that I'll have to do anything besides, network the whole time or be in conversation. And I don't really think there's going to be much downtime. And I know even at the event, like it goes late, like it's all day long. And I'm sure there'll be lots of stuff happening before and after. So yeah, it's hard to imagine there being much downtime to just be at the room.
yeah, and even Friday now there's the free event that Zuber had set up with Ryan Pineda. So I
Hmm.
registered for that. So that's something where hopefully you're gonna meet a lot of people, and then right after that, because I think it ends at 6, right? That one. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a short one. So, but yeah, everyone can meet and then figure out where you're gonna head off to after that.
Yeah, that will be a great um I think
Icebreaker.
icebreaker.
Yeah.
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 That'll be a great icebreaker and then hopefully we can break off from there and I don't know. I need to come prepared with some topics I think to record on and ask people on and then I want to make sure I spend some time. I probably will just do this on the flight over honestly, but I'm going to spend some time like thinking about the questions I want to ask each of the speakers because I know it's going to be the audience driven Q&A style and so I want to make sure I have some specific questions ready to go.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna be well prepared.
Are you planning on asking questions or are you the kind that just like sit back and listen?
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit back and
You're not gonna bring like a notebook or
well, I'll bring one because if not, somebody's probably gonna like, why are you here if you're not taking notes? So I'll probably just have one just to, for show kind of thing. I'm there to just absorb things. That's what I'm,
hmm
yeah. But
You
yeah,
just
what?
you just absorb it.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I'm just super excited to actually just meet everyone in person and kind of just, like you said, connect with even just the community that we're kind of forming here and actually just kind of build on that and see what everyone's working on. And, like Frank's, YouTube channel is getting off the ground and,
Yeah.
Josh, REI Stoners is putting out more content, and even Hyder, so I'm excited to see what everyone is working on. So
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun to talk about how everyone's doing with all of that. And I had a call with Frank, um, which of course my I've just been chaotic the last couple of weeks, but I had to I was late to his call as well. I've like taken Joel's role here of being late, and he's like can become me and started being on time. I don't know what happened.
maybe
Um,
you guys swap clocks because Joe's been on time. So maybe somehow
yeah,
he's switched out clocks with you.
I like start setting up, 15 minutes before, and the next thing you know, I'm like, how is it 2 minutes left? But I like check on my kid and then check on, yeah, anyways. But I had a call with Frank that I was late to, but we talked about his channel and how it was going, and his son's helping him a lot. So it's just really cool to try to be supportive to everyone as they pursue these things, and we talked a lot about how channels that have been going for a little while, like yours and mine, like we're not really big, right? Like, but we are kind of established. And he was just saying, like, I don't want to, take any time from you guys working on your stuff. And I was like, oh, it's definitely like a community effort here. Like, the more that we can cross over, the better everyone does. So it's definitely worth the time.
Yeah, hopefully they stick with it. I think that's the thing because it is a lot of work and it does take a lot of time, and it's definitely I can see a lot of people just like, oh, I'm not getting any traction, and
Hmm.
I have like 20 subscribers or whatever, and you're just like, I want to quit already, but it slowly gets moving, and it definitely doesn't move as quickly as you want it to, but I think it's more just the relationships that you're building, and honestly it I like it too because kind of what I picked up from how why Dion started his is a lot of times, when I do meet people on the phone or talk to them, they ask me the same initial questions a lot of time in the beginning. And I'm just like telling the same stories or same reasons why over and over again.
Hmm.
And, now having a channel, it's easy to kind of direct them, hey, maybe check out some of these videos first so that when we do talk, we kind of skipped over all these, kind of chit chat stories and we can kind of just move on and figure out how to help you, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like I'm on a different end when it comes to starting the channel because I think that my content was more geared around stuff that I was searching for that I couldn't find a YouTube video on. And so I feel like I tried to wait until I have something like that I wasn't able to find information on because it's hard to, create content where you're like, oh, I already know that someone has answered this question. And so I wanted to document my journey. That was initially the goal. And then as it expanded from there, I was like, oh, I'm not seeing anyone post about, these random hiccups that come up in the process. And so just trying to share that.
Yeah, that's a great point. So, maybe we can have a video for next week, but definitely like baseline. I love it. I know you had a video on it, but there is some things that I would tell people to do when they set it up. Some of my deposits have been delayed, or I wouldn't say they've been lost, but it showed up as failed because like my LLC name didn't match the property name for the bank account. And then so
Hmm.
it's kind of been a little bit I mean things got resolved, but that'll be when you're setting it up, you also got to take those things into consideration. But
Yeah.
yeah. When are you flying into Vegas?
The 15th.
Was
I
that
think it's a
Thursday?
Thursday.
Thursday, yeah. Oh, okay. I'm flying in late, so that's why I told Paul I gotta check. I mean, I don't know what time they're gonna be there for the axe throwing thing, but that sounds like fun.
I think I
Um,
get there at like 4-ish or 5 on Thursday. So is it in the evening?
I think so. So I think Mikey's gonna be arriving around 4. I think I arrive around 6.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, maybe I'll just go straight because if I do crash at Mikey's place, I would hate for him to like, hey, meet me at the so I can drop off my things, and so I might just carry my stuff with me, and then, you know, so I'm not gonna carry too much stuff, I think. But yeah, so who?
Are you bringing books for people to sign and stuff like
Oh
that?
yeah, I was that was my plan. So yeah, with the one rental at a time, the Chad Carson book.
Yep.
So yeah, yeah, I'm excited. I don't know how much sleep I'll get while I'm there.
I know. And I've recently given up caffeine and I feel like I'm gonna end up needing it in Vegas.
Really? Well, you can, yeah. What I do want to look for too is because Hugo talks about it, is that snack energy drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't have it, or I haven't seen it in Hawaii yet. So I'm gonna look for that.
Yeah, and when I
But
was talking to him a while back about the Vegas thing, he was saying there's a certain restaurant in Vegas that you can like order certain things off the menu if you own their NFTs or something along those lines. And I think he's in on that. And so there was like some really wild like things on the menu, like things on fire, right? Like I think it was what was it? Anyway, some dish that was really fancy. And I was like, well, if you create content around that, like I'm pretty sure it's a write-off for that meal. So, um, I don't know if he has plans for anything like that, but I have been trying to kind of look around at restaurants, but I'm just like I feel like I'm gonna be go 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 and just need to
Yeah.
like have food to eat like with me and not worry too much about eating. But the food in Vegas is always so good that I hate to miss that part of it.
Well, I'm sure that's going to be also a time to connect, right? People are going to eat, so you can jump in and wherever they're headed to, and I think that's also why like even like Uber, right? All these driver, is super helpful that you don't have to park your car. You can just hop in places, get moving, and be on the go. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to having to getting to share Ubers with people everywhere. I think that'll be really
I
convenient.
don't know. After Hugo's story with you, I don't know if I want to
Oh,
hang out
yeah.
with you in Vegas. You're like a black cloud, maybe.
And it wasn't me, it was him.
All right. So yeah, well, I'll see you maybe in about a week then. Or what is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, a little over
I
a
don't
week.
know if I don't know if we will be able to record next week unless we do it like early in
Yeah,
the
we
week.
can. Yeah, we can pat or do a live or do something in Vegas.
That's true. That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
can use
We
your mic.
I know. I have it at on the way. I haven't tested it out yet, but I'm gonna do that. Make
Cool.
sure it works.
All right. Well, thanks. This was fun. Yeah, I'm excited. I think a lot of people are looking forward to this, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And hopefully, we can get a lot of content out of it.
Yeah. I need to plan around that so that I actually do it because in when I was in New Orleans, I just didn't have a plan and so I didn't do it. And so
Well,
I
I
know,
think that was maybe because you were somewhat by yourself, maybe.
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I think this one, Mikey. Mikey's always down to help. So, I'm sure he'll help record and stuff like that.
Yeah, I need to get those guys in front of the camera more, right? Like they're the ones who have so much inhibition about actually getting the recordings done and out and so we need to work on that with them.
Well, they are all afraid of you. So I'm sure if you
Oh,
tell them to
good.
do something, then they're gonna move. They're gonna jump. They're all like, "Oh, Sierra told me to do this. I got to do this."
That's so funny. I had one of my clients sent me a reel on Instagram yesterday and she was like, "This sounds like you." And it was a guy saying, "You know what's worse than getting in front of the camera and recording? Not having any clients." And I was like, "Yep, that does sound like me."
Yeah.
So I guess I have a little bit of a bluntness in my delivery of what people should do.
No, it's not. No, they're not. It's not blunt. It's just, you're trying to motivate them but I think like Mikey said too, he doesn't want to disappoint anyone. So I think it's also I'm just joking, he's afraid of you. I think it's more he just doesn't want to let people down, and that's a great, you know, thing to have. And he worries about us, I guess, in a sense, like being disappointed in him. But, you know, I,
All
you
right,
know,
Mikey. Well, if you're listening, I haven't seen you post on X yet. Let's make it happen.
You're right. Yeah, I don't think I have.
Engaging with my
Yeah,
Twitter
yeah,
more.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
But
he's
you're
on
right.
there.
Yes. I like X though. X is fun.
It's a trap. It sucks me in, and I read for too long. And
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, we'll see. Well, maybe we'll do something next week or we'll do it in Vegas.
sounds good.
All right. Thanks for doing this again.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.